Well, hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. How's it going? Welcome. My name is Katie Jo and here we go. I sound sick. If I look sick, well, it's because I'm sick. Yep, it's true. But welcome to my second Riverdale recap, where we are going to be recapping the second episode of the third season, and holy mackerel, we have got a lot to say because that ish was terrifying. So this was chapter 37, Fortune and Men's Eyes. I don't know. It starts off, Archie is in jail. It is dumb. He's getting stripped down. Powder is thrown at him. It's very random and very quick, and he's adapting. Then we go over to Betty. She is back from her seizing habits. I hope she doesn't do that again. Scared the living crap out of me. But apparently it was just a seizure. Everyone's fine. She's looking a little worse than Wares, but Alice is like, hey, we were just cooking on a hibachi. It's just random.
The only thing burning last night was the hibachi in the backyard.
Who really knows? But you know what? Dilton is dead. Yes, we find out early on that the good old Dilton is dead-zo. Not surprising. We go back to Archie. We meet Mad Dog, who is mysterious and sweaty and strange. And that's really all we get from that scene. Archie is acting like it's like a college roommate where he's like, hey, where did you grow up? Where did you go to high school? And the guy's not having it, and I figured that would be the case, and that's it from that. Veronica is really concerned with the presidents of the school and making sure that Archie has it when he gets back, which I'm like, I'm pretty dang sure that's not on the top of his priorities, but she is set on it, and Cheryl is stepping up to the plate and taking over, and she's like, what the heck? So she goes and confronts her in the locker room, as they typically do. Cheryl's wearing that same red lace bra she wears all the time, and Cheryl's like, no. Then we go back to jail again, which I don't know if I'm super down for all the jail scenes. I'm more interested with like what the heck is going on, but I'll take a break every now and then. But we see good old Joaquin. Man, where have you been? We figured he would be back. We saw him in the promo from last week. We figured he'd be back, and I figured it was because of the riots and all of that, but I didn't think he would be so mean to Archie. I mean, I figured that all the Serpents would have heard that he was like a good dude and all that, but I guess not. And he's like, well, if you want to be protected by the Serpents, you gotta go shiv some guy. And I was like, what? Some guy who's just like leaning up against the fence. But anyways, we move on to inspecting these dead bodies, as Betty and Jughead love to do. And Jughead, of course, brought his camera because why not? We find out Dr. Curl is dead, and he is Alice's ghoulish friend, so I'm very sad about that. Not really. But his son is just as creepy and probably just as old, so I'm a little confused about that. But you know what, we're moving on. They look at these dead bodies, or dead body. It looks really gross. I feel bad for the actor who plays Dilton, because like, tough break, you're done. Archie is told by Mad Dog, watch out for your shoes, keep them tied tight. And he's like, why? And he doesn't say. And then he goes and he gets the tar beaten out of him, I guess, but they're like, don't touch his face, grab them shoes by some ghoulies. So they take his shoes and swap them out for some heinous, like, man sandals. On a sidebar, we also see throughout the episode Kevin and Moose, of which have a very awkward situation where Moose is clearly not out, and his dad now works at the school, and Kevin's like, come on, let's make out, and Moose is like, yo, my dad, like, let's cool it. Kevin seems like he's really not taking it well. We then see Veronica back at Pops, and she's conspiring how to get Archie out of jail, how to get the presidency of the school back to her and Archie, and Cheryl walks in and takes a booth. It is the best banter between Veronica and Cheryl I've ever seen. It is so funny.
You can't discriminate against someone because they're better looking than you.
Cheryl, you're acting like trash, and I don't want to get a citation.
Moving on to what we've all been wondering, what the heck is going on with Ben. And we find out, I'm sorry, I just sneezed and now I think I'm dying. So we find out that Ben's last name is, drumroll, Button. Ben Button. Now when you hear FP say it, you been to Ben Button? It's hilarious. But Ben Button is fine. He's in a coma. So they go visit him, and his mom is like totally fine and just like, oh, he's always been just kind of an odd duck, but who knows what's going on here? She really doesn't seem that too concerned with what actually happened. And Jughead, knowing Jughead, is like, let me just not listen to who I'm speaking to, and let me just walk aimlessly around the room. And he finds this little voodoo-ish doll on the door handle, and he's like, who put this here? And she's like, oh, that nice girl from school who wears a bow. And just like this show always does, they're like, Bo, Ethel. No one else wears a bow, so they go to Ethel. Ethel's like, hey, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I was just like, and Ben's my boyfriend. And we're all like, oh my God, I had no idea. And she's like, yeah, well, we always used to hang out in the bunker. Oh, have I said too much?
Dilton Doily has a secret bunker in the woods.
Oh my God. They come home to FP and Alice, who are randomly just hanging out with each other, and she's like, what are you doing? You can't go see Ben Button, you can't do this, that, and the other thing, and you just had a seizure. And poor Jughead's like, you had a seizure? And she's like, oh, Mom, you're the worst, and then runs away. So with complete disregard to anything that her mother just said, Betty just jumps right on out of bed and goes out in the woods. And then they walk into the freaking Gargoyle King. Which, like, okay. The best line of this episode, potentially ever, is,
Joe, do you see that?
and then they just run away and they go to Pop's. Like, oh no, there's this horrible thing with blood all over it. Let's go get a burger. They have this conversation in Pop's, which is actually filmed beautifully, but they realize that that's the Gargoyle King and he must be stopped. So they figure out where the bunker is, and they're like, well, we gotta go. So they go during the daytime, which I'm very thankful for. But they open up this bunker just casually, like, I'm gonna skip school today, I gotta go in a bunker. There's all these other little voodoo stick dolls everywhere. It's very frightening. I covered my eyes almost the entire time. It seems very, very creepy. They find the game that they're playing. I think, like, where are these children's parents? Then Betty looks under the bed, and instinctively I closed my eyes, but apparently this young boy just jumps out. What? Why? No. Why do you do that? No jump scares. I don't like Riverdale for jump scares. It turns out it's just this missing kid who's been missing. He's a camper. He was Dilton's apprentice, and he's like, Master Dilton will be coming home or whatever. And they're like, nope, no, he dead, he gone. And this kid's like, oh, okay. And what about Ben and Master or Princess Ethel? And they're like, oh, wow. They have to take a little trip to Princess Ethel. In the meantime, Veronica starts thinking, okay, maybe it's not the presidency I need to worry about. I need to worry about giving pep to these random strangers in jail. So they do a pep rally for the boys in juvie, which is incredibly entertaining and also strange. Hiram shows up. Gosh, I mean, I'm so done with him. I'm so done. But he's like, everything will be done once again. You won't even be able to visit him. And she's like, I don't think so. So just goes back to dancing. And there's this like riot that breaks out. It was very scary. I was like, oh no. Archie gets escorted back to his jail cell and has been told that Mad Dog is dead because of the riot that he broke out. And he's like, well, wait, because Mad Dog wasn't even there. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. But then we find out later that Archie's been tagged and is going to be like the informant of the jail. I really, really don't know. So because Archie cannot have visitors anymore, Veronica takes on this persona of Monica Posh, who is going to get him out of jail, which was really cheesy, but I love the name Monica Posh, and I just kind of want that to be my alias too. Here's where it starts getting real freaky. You know I don't like it, so we're gonna go through it quick. Betty and Jughead go to visit Miss Ethel. And she is denying everything. She has no idea what they're talking about. And then she has a freaking seizure. Let it be known that this is the stuff that scares me the most. I do not like that. And I have a feeling it's gonna happen to many more characters, and I'm going to have a heart attack. I literally saw that, immediately started sweating, almost cried, got a lump in my throat. I hate that. It was so scary. Again, commercial break, thank God, because I needed a moment. So Ethel has this seizure. She goes to the hospital. Thank God. She seems to be fine. She's resting. And so they're, of course, like, oh my gosh, these things can't be contagious, so what's going on? And they're like, well, we should get out and go. And actually, should we go check on Ben Button? So they go into Ben Button's room, and Ben Button is a little weirdo. And he's sitting up on the ledge of the window, and we all know what's going to happen. Oh, I don't even remember what really he said, but basically he said that Dilton was scared to go into the great beyond, and I should have, and I'm going to jump out this window now. And he does. He says a very It-esque line. He says, you'll fly too, which I was like, and it was so scary. Like, Betty and Jughead ran after him and missed him, and yeah. And that's kind of how we ended it, which was really unsettling and jarring and not at all what I wanted to go to bed watching tonight. What is going on in our good Riverdale? We also find out that the parents are somehow involved, that this is some pact that is now coming up. I have a feeling we felt like this was going to happen. We know there's going to be a flashback episode. If you keep up on social media with all of the accounts, you kind of were starting to get the feelings that this game was something that started a long time ago with the parents, and they had this pact, and now it's coming back up. I don't know if like one of the people died or something like that, but again, we're probably gonna get some majorly scary-ish. I do not know where we are going. I'm here for the ride. I'm holding on very tight. Next week, we have a brand new episode. Type down below, what do you think is going to happen? What on earth is happening in our good Riverdale? Type your theories, type what you thought about tonight's episode. Stay tuned for next week. I will be posting a new episode every week, recapping Riverdale as well as my normal channel videos as well. So please, please, please stay tuned. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Please, oh please. And without further ado, toodles, poodles, and see ya, serpents.